Mm-mm.
So we got to get us a new coffee maker so he can have brew coffee. Because, my hot tea kettle coffee.
Not the hot tea kettle coffee.
that hot tea kettle coffee.
Mm.
It ain't helping the boo.
Wow, that's putting hair on his chest for real. Hot
It's
or
a
hot
sight.
tea kettle coffee.
Yes, it's a sight to behold. Okay.
Two fish living in a dream. One swimming up, one swimming downstream. The Pisces life. 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 The Pisces life.
Let's get this show started because I got some things to say.
Me too. I don't know. Let's get this started. Welcome to the 100 and something or other. We done lost track. We over 100.
116th, I think.
116th. There we go. Show of the Pisces Life podcast, Pisces Life Radio, the Pisces Life show,
the network, the production company.
Boom.
Journalist extraordinaire.
2 PhDs, 2 Pisces.
2 Pisces, 2 women.
Hello, 2 women of color.
2 women of color. 2 women of the distinguished
Delta
sorority.
Sigma Theta, sorority incorporated.
Mm-hmm.
Delta Sigma Theta. Hey, sorors. How y'all doing? Special shout out to sorors out there listening to us.
Yeah, peace, sorors. Y'all out there doing good things, making the world continue to rotate with your action and service. We see you.
We do. We see you. Shout out to the first responders all across the country.
Peace to
Shout out to
first
those
responders. Yes.
Shout out to those on the front lines, including my cousins, Kiana, Angela, and Tennille. Thank you guys for your service.
Absolutely. Peace to everyone that's out here sharing, giving, creating, motivating, inspiring, being a safe place for people to rest if needed. Can we give a special shout out also to the comedians of the world?
Because the comedians, yes. Shout out to the comedians.
The comedians of the world is helping because some folks are feeling it now. You know, we're really ingrained into this space of sheltering in place. We've had the Florida governor finally close down the state and did a shelter in place order, which is still amazing that we are now, for most of us, into our 3rd week of shelter in place. And he just now did a shelter in place for his state with the notion that he did not think that if you were asymptomatic that you could spread the virus.
Lord. Oh, I tell you, the miseducation and the ignorance of those in charge and leadership, people that, you just hoped at some point that common sense or good sense, but these fools are determined to drown out the common sense of medical communities, scientists, people who actually know what they're doing and talking about emergency preparedness and response folks. I mean, you're not taking my life seriously enough. You really ain't.
You don't care anything about me as a person. If you do this action, you are one of the last responders when it comes to the crises that is a global pandemic.
That's what pandemic means.
Global, like not just one place, not just on our shores, but beyond our shores. But then the next day, you issue an order to say that the beaches should stay open because they help to, build morale and allow for families to have something to do. but you did not consult with an environmentalist, any of the people who are like the experts on climate control and
Yes.
the spread of infectious disease through airways, water mist, water
And
animals.
that's sea salt water. That ain't no chlorine pool or no chlorine hot tub and carrying on. Oh boy, there's some industries that really ain't never gonna see nobody again. The hot tub industries and stuff like that.
People were already
Mm-mm.
shady about hot tubs anyway
Right.
because
Because everybody know.
we know.
Everybody know you tuning in at home or wherever you at, you know.
hmm It's just
Hot mess.
it's frustrating. I
Mm-hmm.
saw or read actually an article in the New York Post that talked about how our presidential cabinet
Mm-hmm.
and its lack of accountability, its lack of transparency, and everything that's been happening with them sending all of our reserves over to other places where we don't have enough here in these here United of the States, and how the Post article spoke about how our presidential cabinet is trying to influence heavily the merging of science and corporate input. And so
Mm.
every time the scientist team make a recommendation of how to, do more widespread testing, or they
Mm-hmm.
always are naming these specific companies that the president seems to always tout, and it feels inauthentic. It feels inappropriate. Certainly, it feels like
Mm-hmm.
quid pro quo. It also feels pretty salacious and malicious because Google came out and said, we don't know what y'all president is talking about because we wasn't going to do none of that what he just said we was going to do. That we can send you some meeting notes about what we said we was going to do. What we said we was going to do was this here, and use the San Francisco area, Silicon Valley, as a
Mm-hmm.
testing space of how to manage technology with science and figure out if there was a way to help to flatten the curve. They was like, we didn't say we were going to roll out nothing because we don't really know what to do. And so for him to, the president, to give a press conference and give misleading information, as if he hasn't been
Every
giving
day.
misleading information every day, not only during this pandemic situation, but just during the duration of his governance,
Mm.
and the fact that people actually believe anything. I mean, like, because at
It's so disappointing.
what point do you just stop believing a liar? Like, ooh, I felt a little tinge, and I even said liar because I grew up in a house where you couldn't say lie or lie.
Right.
So
You
I
see, my
looked
eyes
around.
kind of like did a double take. I was like, ooh.
I looked around like,
Right.
am I clear to say that? I don't know. Let me rephrase.
Okay.
A
Storyteller
storyteller,
of not the truth.
a purveyor of not the truth.
Mm.
If you have been known to be someone who always is not telling the truth,
With recorded evidence,
with
people.
recorded evidence, like all
Video, audio, all of
CNN,
it.
even Fox News have gone, toe to toe. What it said, what's the
Ooh.
truth? We got all types of podcasts that shout
Mm.
out to, what is my podcast that I love to listen to?
Rachel Maddow?
Oh, I like her too.
Me too.
No, this is the Gaslit Nation.
Oh.
It's two women who have designed their podcast to be about fighting everything that is wrong about our government currently. So,
Oh boy, they have a job to do.
and they are connected because they have that Ukrainian connection. So they speak all about what's been
Mm.
happening in Ukraine and some of the other places. I enjoy that podcast. Not that they're sponsoring us. Maybe
Mm-mm.
they should. But shout
Mm.
out to the ladies over at Gaslit Nation.
I hear that.
But like, I know in your life,
Mm-hmm.
sis, you had somebody you knew who was a incredible storyteller. And I don't
Mm-hmm.
mean like Mr. Rogers storyteller. I
Mm-hmm.
mean storytelling, overemphasizing the truth,
Mm.
uh, playing themselves up to be bigger or smaller than their actual role.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they start talking, everybody be like, he or she or they ain't they ain't telling the truth.
Mm.
And you just like never believe anything they said because they've shown and proven that they are not trustworthy. And they could be a
No.
good person. Like they could be like cool to hang with. Y'all play dominoes, but they're gonna cheat. You know what I'm saying? You'll be like, it don't matter. Even if they winning, they still gonna cheat. Like legit winning, they still gonna cheat. So it's amazing to me how people continue to believe this person who's leading our country currently,
Mm.
as if he's been the most honest and the most transparent and the most vulnerable in any of this time.
I'm just ready for them all to go. I'm ready for the White House to be completely disinfected, scrubbed clean. There needs to be a reset button for all the security clearances, and every password needs to be changed and reset. All the locks need to be changed and reset, or everything. And the thing that really, it's hurtful. We're in Michigan, in the hotbed of what I never thought that Michigan would be a epicenter of this thing. I mean, it is the cradle in Detroit right now. It is
Absolutely.
unbelievable. We're going to have her come on as a guest, but one of my relatives works at a funeral home in Detroit, and they had 16 bodies in one day before 12 noon. Before 12 noon. Your day is just getting started. 16 bodies. The way we're grieving is different. You cannot have funerals. It's either direct burial or direct cremation.
Yep.
We've had a death in our family. It's enough already. And then to compound it with some idiot in charge, you done trotted out your son-in-law. And they keep saying, that scary movie, The Boy, with that little wooden boy, they say that he looks just like him. I can't unsee it. It's true. He looks just like him, the same little vacant, cherub, rosy looking little. I can't stand looking at any of them. I just, the way he said, the stockpile is ours. It's not for the states and local governments to be using. It's ours. Who is the hour that you talking about? I'm clear I'm not in that number being in Michigan, being black, being a black woman, being a woman. I'm clear I'm not in that number. But who is the hour that you talk? Who is yours?
Right.
How dare you?
Who do you represent? Which is again,
ooh, have mercy.
Is again one of the greatest issues that I've seen in this period of governance for our country is the fact that I feel like I am an employee of the government. That they count me as part of their core of the available to do their bidding based off of whatever is going to be beneficial to them. And it feels strange to feel like you're in indentured servitude to people that you don't even like
trust or anything. These are not thinking people. The good sense that God has given most of us, God makes no mistakes, but they've done something with the good sense that they may have had at one point. They're not using it, deploying it, never had it, maybe, I don't know. But the idiocy. Is that even a word?
That is a word. I like it.
Thank you.
Idiocy.
Great. The idiocy of this administration really literally is taking lives. And that's the insufferable part of this. This morning I was reading before we got on, the governor in Wisconsin, they're supposed to be voting on Tuesday. Oh no, he went to the Supreme Court to say, oh no, ain't no absentee voting. Everybody, if you can make it to the polls, you're going to be at the polls. Enough. I don't know what's going to happen in November. I really honestly don't. But my God, my Lord and Savior, if they put this idiot and his band of incompetent children and children-in-law, sweet Lord of mercy, back in office, I got to go. I got to get out of here. I don't know where I'm going, but I got to make other arrangements,
Well, sis,
as the old folks say.
I'm going to Jamaica, so come on, join me
Oh,
down
I
there.
like Jamaica. I think we got some people there. What's a tingum, girl? Oh, I'm sorry. That's the Bahamas. I went to the wrong island. My bad. But I got some folks over there. Yes, I'm in.
Yes,
I could be all about that island life.
Yeah.
And they like them a little tick over there.
Yes. They like the American girls. They do.
Yes, they do. Girl, I had great times every time I went to Jamaica.
Yes. So that's where I'm going. And, we work remotely anyway. We can create, anyway. Once the clearances for travel are lifted, we're going to let the few of y'all eager going out there first.
Right. See how I go.
Come on back and let us know. And then once the coast is clear, not just clear. We need to
clear.
The coast is clear. That's gonna be that's the name of our episode. The coast
is clear.
Then we can go back outside. Then we can travel about and see some of y'all hopefully and continue to move and groove in our own respective lives. I want to say before we move further, sis, I am so sorry for the loss that you and your family have experienced, as well as everyone that's listening to us, those known and unknown to us who have experienced great loss. And we will have some special editions of the Pisces Life coming up to talk about trauma and loss and kind of some of these specialized spaces that have emerged since the pandemic hit us. So stay tuned for those.
Please stay tuned for those. Well, listen, we're going to move right on into the show. Everybody is Netflixing and chilling and Hulu and, everything you can do to stay busy. So I found this from Oprah Magazine, which I thought was cool. It's 30 fun things you can do alone. Now, some of them I thought were more interesting than others. We talked about this kind of before, the do-it-yourself spa treatments, the luxury facial and all of that. And of course, taking an online class, learning some different things. I've been taking the Sundance Film Festival courses.
Yes.
Which has been pretty cool to see if, there's some things there for me in terms of my writing. I'm not done just yet. Some things like you had mentioned earlier, shout out to Club Quarantine, for example. With DJ Nice. He started that phenomenon, this wave of the pandemic.
Yes.
Before folks get in their feelings, as people have been very quick to correct. He wasn't the first DJ to DJ on Instagram. Well, that might be true, but he the first one that got us feeling a little bit better in our living rooms in this moment.
And was able to have the numbers. And certainly because he has the fame and he has the other connections to other famous people, then because we as a society tend to follow those who have more, the fame and the more followers. So to not take away from anything that he's done. And I heard that story same here too, local says. People were like, I've been doing DJ sets, since 2011, and people getting in their feelings.
They really are.
It's like, well, brother, come on, this is where you build upon people's need, because maybe people didn't even know they had a need to be able to listen to music in this different way, because we're evolving as a society. There are things that we thought we would never do.
And we doing them now.
Because we have to. We had to be pushed forward to use some of these technology tools, and just even how we interact with people we like, we love, we care for, we work with.
Ooh, Lord, that list is dwindling down. Some folks is getting on my nerves. I'm sorry. I tried to call and check on you, and you gonna snap me up? Okay, if the way your irritability is set up, and mine too, you just call me, or better yet, just text me when the coast is clear, because I don't need to run into no attitude. And neither do I try to give attitude. Now, I had a bad little spell there. I was thrown all off guard. They messing with my coins. Then we had the loss in our family. It was just compounding some things. And on Friday, I lost it. There were uncontrollable tears. There was, this is it. I'm done. Don't look for me. I'm shutting off the phone. I'm cutting everybody off because y'all not acting right. All of it's wrong. And then I got some sleep and had a sandwich and, took a shower and kind of recharged and listened to some gospel music and just kind of felt a little bit better about my life. But I still ain't picking up this phone.
Because sometimes you just need a little break. And because that's the thing we need to acknowledge. That for some of us, we went to what I would call communication by proxy, by necessity.
Right. But your Facebook status always covered whatever it was.
Correct.
Or your social media status. You could do, people were satisfied with that.
Right. You could put a little post up at 7:00 in the morning and be like, hey, everybody have a good day. Sending love and light. And then you could be gone the rest of the day till you got back home. Now, people think because they at home and purportedly they know you at home, everybody want to now have conversations. And so things that really should have been an email, even back pre-pandemic, is turned into a Zoom call.
Oh, yes.
You could have just emailed me. I promise you I could read really well. Like you could have been like, hey, no, now everybody want to be on a Zoom call. Everybody want to, we have to see each other. That's the whole thing. How we continue to build, how we continue to have, team camaraderie is that we need to see each other. Do we need to see each other twice a week? I wasn't seeing you twice a week prior.
In person. But now you want to zoom all in my life. Zoom out.
I am zoomed, #zoomed out.
That might be the name of the show. Zoomed out.
Zoomed out. Look, if I have another Zoom call,
girl,
if I have another day where then I got 5 Zoom meetings back to back, and then got to take in all these energies, which people looking at you all in your face, and because you're not used to being on the Zoom because you at the house, you picking your nose, you adjusting your hair, you just found a mole that you didn't know was there, you all in the Zoom camera looking at it.
Girl, I gave somebody a good old picture of my cleavage the other day. I was walking around the house holding my computer up, and next thing I know, I looked at the camera. I said, whose boobage is that? Oh, that would be yours.
That would be mine. Oh. So wow. Zoom tip number 1, wear a scarf at all times. That will help to control any boobage slippage.
I got you.
I always have a scarf on.
That's smart.
And I also feel like some people I'm on the Zoom conversations with ain't practicing good hygiene. So it's, I feel like even through the airwaves, I might need to put a little, be like,
Wow. Side note, public service announcement. I'd like to also thank people who are just now joining the rest of us in washing their hands regularly.
Can we give it up? Give it up for.
We're very excited to have you joining the hygienic crowd now.
Absolutely.
And might I also point out that there are several other spots that you might want to experiment with washing frequently as well on your body. Somebody had mentioned, girl, is there really a polite way to tell your person, you've been up in here 3 days in the same clothes and the same drawers. I'm not comfortable. My olfactories are not comfortable and affected. I can't fight your COVID-19 and your funk.
Not together.
Together.
It's not helpful. It's weakening my immune system.
Excuse me, your armpits are bringing my white cells down.
Exactly.
I'm not going to be able to fight your pits and the COVID.
Wait, we had to tell the 10-year-old.
Oh, he's at that age too. 10-year-old boys. Ooh, bless their heart.
We told him, it's like, you do know that every day,
Mm-hmm.
even because you're not going to school, that you still got to wash your body. You still have to brush your teeth. And even though you need a haircut, like, whoa. Because you in here looking like little baby Wolverine, child. You still need to moisturize your situation and,
comb it out,
pick it out, brush it out. And the look that he gave us was classic. If he could have cursed, he probably would have. He looked at us like, what are you two idiots talking about? We ain't going nowhere. Right. We ain't got to be nowhere. We ain't got to be around nobody. Why I got to be doing all these hygiene things? I'm like, see, he's still at that age where he hasn't fully integrated into like little girls yet.
I was getting ready to say, because when he do, you'll be begging him to get out of the shower and leave the cologne alone.
Please be like, why do you smell like
Jupe 1992?
A rainforest.
Are you got on my herbal essence?
Exactly.
Come out of there.
I gotta smell good.
Girl, I'm telling you, another friend of mine, she is stuck in the house with her husband and 4 boys. Ooh. 5 boys, I think, actually. Ooh. I forget about that last one. But she was like, girl, this is not the time to be quarantined and outnumbered by gender. She was like, I have just made myself a little sanctuary. This is the same one who was hiding in the back of her walk-in closet. She was like, I cannot. I smell shoes. I smell feet. I just cannot. I cannot. This indoor, we want to play basketball. Boys can be so destructive when they don't have anything constructive to do. My grandmother used to say that.
I promise you, it is the truth. The 10-year-old has a lack of self-awareness. So he doesn't understand how strong he is because he's taller than me. So he's probably about 5'2" now at 10. Wow. Because his father is 6'4", so he's gonna be tall.
Gonna be tall. Yep, he's definitely.
He got big feet, big hands. He got big feet. He ain't no slim little boy either. He looked like he could, suplex somebody if taught the proper suplex technique. So walking in the house is boom, 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 and he likes to roll around because he's still 10, so he still got that playfulness in him. So, but he heavy, so he just coming down the stairs, bowling himself into the living room and knocking down the candles. I'm like, little boy.
Girl, I'm telling you, the noise levels is different in the house. That's something else that you can think about. How can you find something that is an outlet that's yours? Like I said, people have been really getting into the Instagram entertainment as well as other platforms, but Instagram seems to be doing the most. You've got the live concerts. Cedric the Entertainer, by the time you guys hear this, will have had his event, Laughter is Healing.
Yes.
Comedians really are stepping up and hosting their own shows and being on one another's shows as well. So it's been good. Catch up on some sleep. That's the other thing. This is something, if you can come by it, I've been suffering from insomnia, but take advantage of it. Some people are getting the rest that they didn't realize how tired or how busy they really were in their day-to-day life. And now that we've had a chance to slow down, it goes either way. It is a dichotomy sometimes.
Yes.
Some people are adjusting to not being busy and enjoying it. And it's like, it's going to be hard for me to go back. And then other people are like, yeah, I'm going stir crazy. And they inventing stuff to do. Some of it's stupid, some of it useful, but the majority of it's stupid.
There's a lot of people who are struggling because they are not necessarily the most creative person. So when you go from being told kind of what to do and maybe following a trend or a crowd to having to like make things up for yourself as far as like scheduling, and some people are just not really good for it. There are people who are still showing up 15 minutes late for the Zoom meetings. and they in the house.
That's crazy.
So I want to send a public service announcement out to y'all. Let's not try to get fired or get on corrective action working from home. Come on.
And this is what ruins it for those of us who enjoy working from home. Oh my goodness.
Can
Coming in late from the living room? Really?
Really?
You're not even trying. You're not even trying.
Right. You didn't turned up in the garage. You did your own club quarantine.
Oh God.
And now you're showing up on Monday. Talking about
you on a Zoom like this with your sunglasses on. Mm-hmm. I'm here.
Present.
No, I'm not going to talk about the agenda today.
Be like,
so move. I'm not.
Right. Be like, wasn't it your turn to host this week's meeting? Who said? Is that documented anywhere?
Right. I don't have that in my notes.
No.
Oh, but shout out to those who are soldiering on in the wake of it. There are just some that are just, boy, your overzealousness is just. Had somebody call me, girl, can I get you together to do? Don't wait. What is your PhD in? It's writing, ain't it? Can you take over this writing? I don't want to give grades no more. I don't want to be involved in that exchange, because it stresses me out when you don't do what you're supposed to do. And when we're all in this new construct, and people really are trying to figure out what to do. And then those who have figured it out have decided, well, since ain't nobody else figured it out and they ain't doing it, then I ain't gonna do it too. Then you got the overzealous parents. There was a young mother on Becky with the homeschool on Twitter. She started a petition, had over 100,000 parents across the country, various school districts representing. What would they do if we just all stopped doing the homework? Did you need a nationwide, out of all the stuff you need to be busy with right about now, that's your one cause?
As a parent, you should be happy that the schools have provided the scheduling, the curriculum for your child to continue to learn, because it gives them actually something to do. Learning loss is a big thing that happens not just over the summertime. It happens on breaks. Like the 1 week, that you take off for spring break, a lot of times the kids come back and they are all jacked up. Biorhythms is horrible because parents just let them stay up. Mm-hmm. There hasn't been any commitment to reading. I am always shocked, and not really shocked. I'll take that back. I'm always concerned about parents with small children that don't require them to read. And I understand that literacy is still something that happens, and limited literacy. Even as a parent, there are some parents that are functionally illiterate.
Illiterate, yes.
And so, but for those who actually can read, do read, know how to read, that they don't require their kids to actually sit and read to them. They don't test for comprehension. And just because a child has above average speaking skills, like that they can talk, doesn't mean that they have the comprehension to match all of that conversation. So we have to test to make sure that you're reading and can understand, because what cannot happen and what limits one's ability to earn and succeed, especially in jobs that require you to read instructions or respond to emails or whatever, if they don't have the comprehension, if that's not present, then they are already moving into their next stages of education, their next stages of job training and skills and job acquisition at a deficiency.
Well said. Absolutely well said. There's so much going on and to attune to, and I'm not insensitive to parents. One of my friends that made the comment, she was like, I just don't know how you do this, and you work with older people. We're on the K through 12 level. I think they have a 3rd grader and a 6th grader. And she was like, I have to work from home all day. Then I do mommy school. then I'm, the regular routine. The only thing that hasn't changed is I'm in the house.
Mm-hmm.
That's the big difference. I don't know. Whatever was normal yesterday, it just ain't gonna be no more. I don't know how we're
Absolutely.
going to get back. There's no getting back to what it was. It's all about new constructs moving forward.
Absolutely.
New constructs moving forward.
Because if you think corporations, companies, organizations, people
Mm-hmm.
who are the employers of our economy
Mm-hmm.
are not looking at productivity that's happening from work from home,
Yes.
place-based costs from rentals,
Yes.
rental space for your offices or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
in comparison to just providing technology tools.
Mm-hmm.
So there's going to be lots of conversations once we emerge from this about what the new working environment looks like.
Absolutely. One other point to make on that too, sis, is I saw this tweeted out by somebody. They said you went from went from a laborer
Mm-hmm.
to an essential worker in one pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they were saying. And that's so true. The same people that don't think you deserve $15 an hour are the same people that's out here making you bring their burgers out to the car, making you bring their groceries out to the car, et cetera, et cetera. We are going to have we should have a newfound understanding for those who are in service to us.
Mm-hmm.
When I do get back up in the shop, I do plan on, I give a standard amount for a tip. I do plan on increasing that by a few dollars,
Absolutely.
because of the appreciation for that industry. As a matter of fact, since we've been on this call, I've had somebody reach out to me to help them get a letter together to make a plea, with bills, to make a plea for people to help them. It is a very uncertain and unsure time. And if you don't have the resources, or if you had, I don't care what resources you got, really, everybody is trying to figure this out. Now, resources is another thing. I know we've been laughing about these different memes and the way people are getting creative with covering themselves. I saw a lady with the little cone child's birthday party hat on.
Mm-hmm.
She just had it around her nose. I saw somebody else with a styrofoam cup on, taped around their face. And, somebody else had flat out one of those little plastic trash bags that they had cut eyes out of, and just so that they could see. We laugh at those things, but what we're really seeing is the plight of the have and the have-nots. People are trying to figure out how to keep themselves safe.
Mm-hmm.
And why don't you think somebody that's homeless, or somebody that has less money than you, somebody that's indigent,
Mm-hmm.
somebody who don't look like they journey, sis, I don't look like the journey. I don't look like what I'm going through. I don't look like what I've survived.
Absolutely, especially since we come from the space of social media where wearing a mask is applauded.
Ooh, let that tea settle, brew. Come to
Be
a
it
whistle.
being something that you not is what's applauded versus being authentic and transparent and being like, I really need some help.
Ooh, see, that's another thing that's happening in this quarantine life, self-included. Folks is having to deal with themselves. Okay? Get to know the real you. I got all this gray hair at the top of my head. Am I happy about it? No. Do it make me want to cry? Absolutely, yes.
Absolutely.
But until I'm gonna love this gray hair. I mean, it is kind of sharp though. I get compliments on it all the time. I do. Now, if I had
pretty.
a banging haircut, I'd feel much better. Not like I cut it myself, like I did. I know. All the rules. Don't cut your own eyebrows. I did it all.
Look, sometimes you got to
Oh,
quarantine appropriately.
Lord have mercy.
The quarantine salons is open all over the world, in people's kitchens, living rooms, bathrooms.
Girl,
The YouTube tutorials.
they exploding, okay?
People
And
need
they
to
doing
know.
it. They doing it. I like that one, the makeup challenge. I think you had mentioned this once before, the challenge where they stick the little brush in the camera and then they come back all fresh and funky.
Looking all good. With
right.
Yeah.
And I, I'm so petty. I was thinking I wouldn't have made the effort not to just sit up there and look at myself. And then I'd be reckless. I'd be out in the streets just so that somebody could see me. And where you got to go? To the grocery store, because that's the only thing open. Girl, that's another thing. Can we talk about club quarantine? How can I feel like an auntie in the club at home?
Easy.
Oh my gosh. All these battles jumping up. I had to get out of, they talking about young so-and-so and little so-and-so.
Who? Yes.
I didn't recognize nothing. Boy, these battles is popping up. Can we speak on the fact that y'all shading the ladies? We might as well get to that right now. Y'all shading the ladies in the battle. I just saw something on Twitter talking about Swiss Beats and Timbaland. Oh, their versus series. We gonna have the ladies battle next. Oh, a one-off. Thanks.
It's so interesting because last night I think it was Lil Jon versus T-Pain.
And T-Pain, girl.
And then
with a skit in the middle of it. And they talk too much. Hush. I had to go to club quarantine, especially when I did. Look, I got my hand stamped and went right on the club quarantine. I said, when y'all done talking, I'll be back up in here. They not right over there. I came up in through club quarantine. Hey.
You like, woo, woo, hey.
Oh my God. How do you get I felt like an auntie up in club quarantine. I don't know what's happening on Instagram. I wish that they would become a desktop friendly platform. I don't like working it by my phone. I got involved in some chat with somebody. Next thing I know, they looking at me. I'm looking at them, and I'm trying to be at the club quarantine. I felt uncomfortable. I felt violated. I wasn't ready. I had my headscarf on. I mean, the illusion is I'm at the club at home looking fly. That's the illusion.
Correct.
But here you are all live.
Just like, hey.
No.
Wait, no.
You want to dance? Absolutely not. No. How did you get in here? What is happening? No, I don't get it. And then the thing said, did you want to send D Nice a question? Why am I questioning this man during his set? Hell no. I have no questions. What are you doing, Insta? Would you like to post a picture? Permission? No, I'm just trying to dance. What? So I had to leave club quarantine. I had to just go home. I just had to pack it up.
It's a lot of pressure at club quarantine sometimes because D Nice shares the screen with people get to show up, and they actually did get dressed up to go, huh?
Right.
Like I'm
full on makeup.
Like I'm sitting here with my house dress on with the bleach stains.
Wait a minute. I got on my holy outfit. The pants with the seams is all no. Nope. No.
I got on a headband that does not match my outfit because I have tried to hide the tracks from the tacky. I did not know I needed to match. What y'all doing?
My gosh. What? Are you wearing stilettos? Oh my.
Right. Did you just drop it low and bounce back up, girl? What's the challenge? The savage. I'm a savage.
Yeah.
That Meg the Stallion.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. The savage challenges, they've been really interesting to watch. And clearly, whether you have rhythm or not,
everybody's in the challenge.
It doesn't matter. You can be rhythmless, full of rhythm, overly rhythmic.
Ooh, overly rhythmic. Speaking of that, I'm concerned about, I've been seeing club quarantine jumping and whatnot. And I ain't trying to be funny. That the moves in the club are going to have evolved so much when we finally do get in the club again. I mean, all of that's changed. Can we be done with twerking? I mean, I would just not be mad if we was done with twerking because
Nah, sis.
Can we bring back the WAP and the Cabbage Patch? Let's bring back shoulder-friendly dances. Let me bring back that Rhythm Nation.
Can we bring back the shoulder-friendly, front-facing dances? Why
Ooh.
every dance I got to turn around?
I
don't know what I look like from the back.
Girl.
I've been told it's okay.
Listen.
I don't know. I don't know. So why I got to turn, like the first move is always, oh, you want to dance? Flip it, turn it, reverse it, bounce it back, bounce it back. My Zumba instructor had introduced a new song right before the pandemic, child. And the name of the song, and I don't know who the artist is, was Big Old Booty. That was the name of the song. So every move starts from the back. There is no front moves. All the moves is booty moves from the back, the Zumba version. So when we finished, after she had debuted it, she was like, new song. And everybody was like, oh, new song. I was like, yeah, new song. And then it was the big old booty song. And I was at the end of it, I was like, can we just get the big old stomach song? Like, can we just start where we actually need some support? Because I think
the big old stomach song.
I think the big old stomach song is gonna get a lot of support. You know what I'm saying?
And listen,
right? Exactly.
Big belly girl, boom, 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 boom,
hey.
boom. Big belly girl, boom,
hey.
boom,
hey.
boom, boom. Big belly girl,
hey.
snack.
The bacon, the bacon. I love that bacon.
Girl, we got the remix. Somebody put me on Club Quarantine tonight. I'm ready for the bike. I might go live with D Nights tonight.
Right. Erykah Badu.
Girl, they be like,
what
is that? What's all this? Boom, 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 boom. What is up, ma'am?
Like, we got it. We ready.
That remix, girl.
Yes.
Oh, God. And you think my singing Tourette's is good with you? Girl, I made up this jam called Mac and Cheese. Would be a #1 ringtone, okay?
Yes, because Mac and Cheese.
You got the Nola bounce on it, girl. Somebody done put me on to them empty tracks, the instrumental tracks. Oh, I've been writing my inner rapper.
Girl, everybody got an inner rapper.
Fresh to death.
Everybody got an inner rapper. Speaking of rappers,
yes,
you talked about the battles.
Mm-hmm.
So we had Lil Jon and T-Pain. Yes. I think we got Teddy Riley and Babyface coming
tonight. Mm-hmm.
I think that's tonight on Sunday. If you could choose a couple of rounds of these challenges, music challenges, who would be your choices? Let's do like 3 rounds, like using female MCs.
Thank you for the opportunity, because we here are all about female empowerment. So I would put Queen Latifah, our Pisces sis.
Come on, Pisces sis,
in the ring with anybody. And I want to take you back to Queen Latifah's Had It Up to Here. I want to remind you of that flow. I want to remind you of that flow where she said, who you calling up? U-N-I-T-Y. U-N-I-T-Y. That's a unity. I want that Queen Latifah in the ring with anybody, because you're going to get murked. You will sleep on her. Don't let that East Orange come. I'm talking about when her, Eddie F, Heavy D, all of that of Jersey was out in this. I'm talking about that Violator vibe.
Yes.
I get hyped about it. She will murk you.
There's a freestyle or something that she did recently. I don't know if it's a video or if she's like on someone's track or something. I will send it to you, sis. But she has dropped some verses. Because, you know, as of Reese, we've been seeing her singing, doing more singing.
Yeah.
So, but this was her rapping. And whoever had the clip was just like a reminder. Just a reminder Because
Just a reminder, when she said
sometimes,
ladies first, she meant that thing.
mm,
Make way for
ladies
the
first,
queen.
ladies first. Ooh.
Mhm. We should try and practice that. I was gonna
Mhm.
try and come in, but I ain't ready.
Mm.
I am
It's
not
okay.
ready.
After the pandemic, child, we're gonna be ready.
I know,
The
girl.
Pisces Life album coming to you.
I wish. Yes, that collab. Now, who would you put into a battle? Who is your first team?
So I'm going to go. Let me see. I think I am going to go Bahamadia
Oh.
versus Rhapsody. And the reason why I think I'm gonna go Bahamadia versus Rhapsody is because
Mm-hmm.
both of them are rooted in the spoken word community.
Mm.
So a lot of their lyrical spaces evolved from literacy spaces,
Oh, I love it.
which means
Intellectual battles.
exactly, which means they're not just talking about being a woman, being sexy, having women body parts, going after men or women that have money, and like kind of the traditional storylines that a lot of
Yeah.
today's rappers, male and female, have.
Mm-hmm.
They actually have content and content and insight and experiential knowledge,
Mm-hmm.
and they incite thought-provoking lyrics. I like when I hear a rap lyric and I gotta go to the dictionary or the thesaurus to figure out what's happening here. And so I like Bahamadia versus Rhapsody. I think that if you haven't had the opportunity to listen to any of their
Mm-hmm.
music, please do so. I think you will be pleasantly surprised. This pandemic provides opportunity for a little bit of space now you
Mm-hmm.
have and some time. So use the time, I think, to listen to Bahamadia and Rhapsody and let us know who would win. Since we should put these out when we publish the show to see if we
Yes.
can get some opinions on. Well, let's do some, what's it called? The survey.
Survey.
The
Okay.
survey to see what people think.
That sounds good.
Who's your next one?
Okay, my next one, I would pay cash money to get the South and the East Coast by the way of NYC going. I am talking about none other than Trina out of Miami versus Cardi B. I
Wow.
would pay money I'd pay per view to see that. Trina is one. I don't know where her album is. I've been waiting for it since she was the baddest one, and she still is. I'm not disputing that. I no dispute here. But sis, I need your album. My heart also goes out to her with the loss of her mother. You know that just pricks me. And I've been watching Love and Hip Hop Miami, and they've addressed that issue on there.
Mm-hmm.
And so shout out to her for keeping on soldiering on. When you get in that creative space, I'm ready for you to come out swinging. But I would pay money to see the two of them battle. And I really do think Trina would get her. I think Trina would get Cardi B. I think she would get her.
Okay, so let's talk about that battle. They're similar in style as far as super sexy, very feminine. Like they have
Mm-hmm.
that in their lyric, but
Mm-hmm.
still, but not hard, because
Right.
like Meg the Stallion has that kind of same content, but she presents like harder, like both.
I think like a man, move like a man
Yeah,
type of
yeah.
approach.
Move like a man, like type of vibe. But versus the two, Trina and Cardi, moving like a woman who's had to grow up maybe in a hard space. So,
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be pretty
It
interesting.
would be epic. It would be epic. I would love to see that. Now, shout out to Trina. She also did a backyard concert.
Mm-hmm.
So side note, PSA, we, the public, appreciate your entertainment, but the production and the sound, if you're not ready if you're not ready in the backyard, it's okay. We'll wait. We'll wait. That was the only thing. I have been waiting for so long to hear something new from her, and it was more acoustic than I wanted it to be. And it's hard to hear.
Uh,
And somebody was singing, so I wasn't used to that. I mean, God bless. I love it when artists evolve, but I just wasn't ready because I still haven't had I feel like I'm missing that gap of when she was the baddest to no album in this hiatus. When you are the baddest, you need to come out with something that got the doors blown off,
like,
and then you can go and do a
mm-hmm,
ballad or two.
mm-hmm.
Then you can go do your standards album, for me anyway. But that would be one that I'd pay money to see that. And like you said, there's similarity with their sexuality, but lyrically, they are absolutely two worlds apart. Their subject matter, sure, but the delivery, the cadence, the style, the swag with it, the with it.
Yes,
You know what
that,
I mean.
all of that,
You know.
all of that.
So who you got for the second heat, girl?
So I think for my second one, I am going to go with
Ooh.
Jean Grey
Mm,
versus Raw Digger.
mm,
Now, these are both East Coast ladies. Jean
mm-hmm,
Grey being from Brooklyn and Raw Digger from New Jersey,
mm-hmm,
Newark. And so I liked both of these as formidable foes in the lyrical space
mm-hmm,
because they both have roots in jazz, and
mm,
they both have kind of been put on the scene by two hip hop artists, male hip hop artists that I actually respect. Jean
mm,
Grey being, affiliated with Talib Kweli, and
mm.
Rod Digger being affiliated with Q-Tip as well as Busta
A
Rhymes.
vibrant thing.
Yes. And so I feel like from a musical concept, from a
Mm-hmm,
lyrical prowess, and they both are like smooth. I'm a big fan of ill voices when it
mm-hmm.
comes to like MCs, and they
Female
both
MCs,
all MCs, you know what
especially.
I'm
Oh,
saying?
all MCs for you.
But
Okay.
but I like tones,
Mm-hmm,
vocal tones, and Raw Jagger has a really interesting tone that kind of
mm-hmm,
fluctuates between being hardcore New York, East Coast, Jersey,
mm-hmm,
to being kind of almost Caribbean.
mm-hmm,
So she reminds me a lot of myself. She just has a more raspier, deeper tone. And then
mm-hmm,
and Jean Grey's tone is certainly um, got, because she was born in South Africa, Jean Grey. So she has the evolution of accent, which also I also have, which is you start from one place, but because of every place that you've ever lived and how accents are formed is not based off of like your voice. There are people
right,
who think that you just come out speaking like that. You have the accent because sound resonates through your ears first and then out your mouth. So you reflect wherever area you live in.
right.
So she being from South Africa and then coming to New York, she has a very interesting and eclectic sound that sometimes even goes English depending upon how she's pronouncing the words.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think it would be lyrically like and sonically like amazing, especially if their particular beat camps. I respect the music that they choose as well. So I like those as a battle. Rod Digger versus Jean Grey.
All right, I'll be with it.
Who's your next one, sis? And your last one?
My last one is the oldest G who started it all. And I thought about this battle when I saw her story on Unsung.
Mm,
The real Roxanne Shante.
mm.
When I tell you there was a session on there where she was in somebody's basement with a microphone, and the things that she said about the female MCs, that just, I mean, there were hurt feelings about it. I mean, she had talked about how folks had literally called her and was like, really? You up in the diss track. She was like, girl, it's a record. Get back on the mic. This is how it goes. Y'all, they saw for the battle. She would annihilate any Y2K, millennial, Gen X, Y, whatever. She'd get you. She'd get you. And I think that she also had a moment in her life. If she were to really get back into it and get on the mic and battle somebody, it would be so much. It would just be slicing and dicing. And you would just have to simply call for the Tiger King to come and the Tigers have new food. Call Carol Baskins and get you, you just made tiger food. I
Right.
really do think that I can't even think of anybody that could come for her. I really don't. Not after that. I mean, it was one of those moments where you were just reminded she did not care when they had the battles back and forth with the, she wouldn't give me no play. Roxanne. Baby, what did she tell you? I have no time for that
No time.
because your rhymes is whack.
whack. The thing about that, Roxanne Shante, Untold, was it Unsung?
Unsung.
Was when Kurtis Blow gave her that 4. So for those who haven't watched,
right,
this is a spoiler alert.
Spoil it, sis.
She went into an MC battle against men and apparently annihilated them.
Totally.
And there was 3 male rappers who were the judges. And the first judge gave her a 10. The second judge gave her a 10. The third judge, which was Kurtis Blow, gave her a 4. And then told her afterwards that he had to give her a 4 because hip hop was starting to catch the eyes of the music industry. And there were some music industry folks in the audience, and that they could not let the face of hip hop be 14-year-old girl.
Here we thought he was playing basketball all along, and apparently he was playing haterade with that Jerry curl. You ought to be crush groove on.
Please
crush groove on. And Beat Street was better anyway.
Said
it.
Just, and I used to have a big crush on him. And when I saw that, all my little crushes, it faltered.
He done made me mad. He's short.
Take that. Talking about don't push me.
Because you close to the edge.
You is clearly as close to
the ground. I'm close to the edge. No, you close to the ground. You 5'1", standing tall.
Man, Kurtis Blow. Kurtis Blow was an interesting character. He was. He wore suits. Wasn't he like middle-aged then? He was like.
Talk about old geriatrics.
Right. Like
we're playing basketball. We know now you couldn't.
Right. He was just we see.
Oh, I'm so mad with him. I'm salty. You should have told me he gave that 4. I'm just mad. Take it and leave that. All right, who you got for the last matchup? Girl, bring this on.
So my last one is one that I'm actually pretty excited about. And if this happens, I would be really excited. So these 2 young ladies, one hailing from New York, one hailing from Atlanta, Georgia. We talking about London B.
Okay.
From Rhythm and Flow. From the Netflix series Rhythm and Flow.
Yes.
And Light Skin Keisha. Now, these ladies have the type of storyline, the type of lyrical content, the type of swag that I can identify with.
Me too.
So if we rewind 20 years, we talk about 20 years ago, Kai Love, 20 years ago, I Am Just Letitia. They would have been in our crew. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have similar lyrical content. They have different flow, but I think they would have good battle. Light Skin Keisha is going on Love and Hip Hop, I believe, with her boyfriend, which shows that her star is rising.
Oh, okay.
And I hope that London B gets the opportunity because she talked about her story. She talked about her sexuality.
Yes.
Raising a daughter. But I just love her style and she just impressed me. She was my favorite throughout that whole series.
I wanted her to win so
I did
bad.
too.
Either her or D Flow. Or D Nice? No,
D Smoke.
Yeah,
D Smoke.
I always get it wrong.
Yeah.
I wanted him. Well, right. I wanted either one of them to win.
Yeah.
But I wanted her to win because girl power, and I liked her story. But I was perfectly fine with him winning. And I know somebody that got a crush on him. If I could play matchmaker and make that happen for them, I totally would. He is they have so much in common.
Really?
So much in common. I would play matchmaker. I would.
Mm. So I was at a party get together. This was a couple months back before pre-quarantine, where it was like a couples game, the newlywed game. So you know the men got a set of questions, the women got a set of questions, and then we had to compare answers to see if we answered it the same. And one of the questions was, "Who's your celebrity crush?" And so your friend would be able to say that D Smoke was her celebrity crush. The crushes that were identified on both sides, some of them were pretty predictable. We had a couple of Halle Berrys and things like that, but there was a couple of ones that surprised me, like one of my Tom Hanks. Somebody said that they've been in love with Tom Hanks.
Oh, okay.
She was like, "Y'all don't see the beauty in him." We was like, "Forrest? Run, Forrest, run."
That's exactly the last image or the Mr. Rogers was the last. I could not find a sexy frame of reference or he looked so fine in there because I got Forrest on my mind. And then the last one, I'm like, or Mr. Rogers.
Yes. Now there was a picture, I think that either came out in Variety magazine, where he had that gray beard and some glasses, and he had got the zaddy title. You know, somebody was like, Tom Hanks is a zaddy. I saw that headline. I was like, who? Is this a new Tom Hanks? This can't be our Tom Hanks from the movie.
I love him as an actor, and I love the fact that he loves his wife.
I love it.
I love that.
Rita, did you see when Rita went on and did
Hip Hop Hooray? She had it all down, and I mean, she meant it. She meant that thing.
She meant it, and she alliterated. She enunciated
every word. Hip Hop Hooray.
Her Hip Hop Hooray. Oh, hey, ho. So yes,
she got down. She
did.
Yeah, yeah, somebody had mentioned, oh my gosh, who was that they said, somebody had said that Judge Mathis did it for him. I said, Greg Mathis on the TV from Detroit.
From Detroit? That's what I was going to say. Judge Mathis putting down the gavel and is doing it for us, sis.
Listen,
about that robe and that gavel, baby.
Listen, she started fanning herself. I didn't interrupt. I just politely left. I said, sound to me like you might need a quarantine moment with the judge. Is he on TV now? Girl, I'll let you go. Fade the video on out, girl. I got to go. We in this call. I mean, she got all... Girl, you should, and the way he's so smart. And when he tell the people off, that's when I was like, I'm confused and scared.
You learning a whole lot about your people in these
times.
times.
Some of this stuff you don't want to know.
And we'll forget. We're going to forget when we go back out in the world because it's too much. We don't want to have to be looking side out at our peoples.
Girl.
So let's end the show with something I'm going to call, and I just made this up right now.
Oh. Okay.
We're going to call this segment Do Not Pass Quarantine.
Oh, boy.
Chase Bank. Chase Bank. Chase Bank, that is the holder of 2 of my personal checking accounts. My business accounts, thank God, is someplace else. Yeah. Chase Bank, you had a big old sign on your website that said, "Help us help you." Help us help you in COVID-19. Social distancing is what we support. Stay your behinds out of our branches. Do everything online because we are going to help you. Help us help you. I said, you know what, Chase? I feel that message absolutely. I'm not going to go here to this ATM and deposit this check. I am not going to get on one of your telephonic lines and talk to somebody. I'm going to go ahead and take a Swift picture. and do this electronic deposit in the comforts of my home that continues to be disinfected daily with air purifiers running lightly. I deposit my check, which normally only takes 24 of the hours to get posted to the account and made available.
Mm.
I posted my check on the 30th, which was on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
I got up on the 31st because I'm like, ooh, it's shopping day, coincidentally. Gotta
Hey.
get a couple of things for the house and pay a couple of bills and, do what I do.
Right.
Oh, no. No
Mm-hmm.
doing what you do, because Chase has put my check on hold
Oh, not the whole.
and sent it to the fraud department.
Not the fraud department.
Chase, let me talk to you. Get
Tell them,
close.
sis. Tell
Get
them, sis.
close. Get close. If I deposit this same amount of money, because this check is from my client that we are on a task-based contract and not
Mm-hmm.
on a hourly contract, so it's the same amount,
Mm-hmm.
task-based, project-based, every 2 weeks. If the amount didn't change, if the frequency of the payment, so the time frame that the payments
Mm-hmm.
normally are deposited, did not change. If it's written off of an account from a major bank, I'm not talking about Piggly Wiggly, Aunt Sue Bank and Trust of Milk Deposits. We talking about
A regular real
a
bank.
regular real bank. How you gonna put my check on hold and didn't even have the decency to tell me that it was on hold?
Oh, my Lord. Ooh, playing with the coins, playing with the coins.
So now you have my money tied up till the 8th, and I can't go buy grocery. I can't go get my mother some more masks and some more gloves and all of the things that I need to live my life. So
To take
now
care of.
I have to wait until you decide that my check should be clear. Not that my check is tied to a process. Let's just be clear. It's not like there's a person actively trying to figure out if my check is fraudulent or not, because ain't nobody called me, send me no email, call the banker that the check was drawn off of. None of that's happened. You've just flagged it for fraud, but it will expire on the 8th.
You know, all that is a grab for deposits are low right now because people don't have money. All that is a hold to get that interest. That's all it is.
So,
yeah, go ahead.
So do not pass quarantine, Jay.
Mm-hmm.
Do not pass quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
Know that I will remember this moment. And
Yes.
once we transition and emerge back to the new way of doing things, I got 3 other business accounts. There's no personal accounts at any of those banks. We may need to revisit these 2 personal accounts and do some business, because I've called all of them just to see what's going on, see what programs they have to offer, whatever. I get a live person on the phone. I've gotten good information. I've gotten emails with links and application instructions, and we are here to support you. I've been on the phone with y'all on hold. Now I've called you 10 different times and been on hold those 10 different times for 50 minutes each. I was on hold so longer I had forgot.
Oh,
It just had become background. It just had become background music while we was doing math with the baby. He was just like, boo, boo, boo. Every time they come back and be like, your call is important to you. He's like, I know it's 15 minutes, and I only got 2 more 15 minutes so I could be done with this math.
Lord have mercy.
So yeah, Chase, do not pass quarantine. Y'all stay right on up in here.
Yep. Absolutely.
Sis, is there anybody that needs to do not pass quarantine in your life, in your space?
Oh, yeah. To the people who are holding up my very coins. I have survived tearing up 2 cars total, been rear-ended twice. I have survived a kid that wanted to threaten my life, personal protection orders, stalking, etc. I've survived a lot, and there were days, and there still are, when I feel depressed about it, when I feel down about it, when I don't feel like, this world might not be the best place for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then you want to hold up my coins
Mm.
that you owe me. We so far behind. We talking about you owe me a few coins.
Mm.
That's what part of the reason for me losing it on Friday was, I am used to working. I'm used to being productive. I'm used to being in charge. I'm used to being in control. I'm used to being, out there calling my own shots. And since September of 2018, I've been at home due to my injury
Mm-hmm.
and trying to heal and recuperate. You really have a hard time healing, sis, when people getting the hell on your nerves.
You better speak that.
And I'm going to tell you, don't nothing bother me too much. But you mess with my coins, especially when you know you're wrong. You want to send me to the doctor for yet another examination because you don't think I'm still hurt enough. I'm not hurt enough for you. 17 different doctor visits, literally. 17. But you didn't like the credentials of the person that did the review. Yeah. You need to go to our doctor, our independent doctor. Yo, the independent doctor that you choose. Run me my money.
Run it.
I'm tired. I'm losing patience. And God forbid anything happen to me. You hear me? I'm looking right at you. Get them for every GD dime they got. You hear me? Now my family gonna need you to help them, sis. Excuse me. They gonna need you to help them. Okay?
But I got you, girl.
Girl,
I
get
got
it all.
you. Get it all.
Get it all. I told the lady, I said, this is the most inhumane and cruel situation. You gonna do a review in the middle of the pandemic and then gonna put my coins on hold? I think I'm so thankful for my friends and my sorors who have looked out for me. I have literally been in line, and I am not going to get emotional, but the stuff has been tight.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in line trying to get the package of hamburger meat they had left on, and scared I wasn't going to have enough money. But God works through people.
Yes,
He worked through people.
Yes, indeed.
My sorors, you know who you are. My friends, you know who you are. I'm thankful. My family, you know who you are. I'm very thankful. But run me my coins.
Run her the coin. Do not pass quarantine, people. Holding my sis coin. Do not pass.
Oh, Lord.
You stay right up in here until you get your business in order and do right by the people.
That's all I got. Oh, one more other little shout out. For those of you who don't understand what 6 feet away means, here are the choices when you see me in public. Either you can stay 6 feet behind, or I might help myself and push you about 10 feet away. I'm going to need you to observe that they have marked off everywhere I've been. They have marked off spots on the floor. Stand here. This 6 feet right here. You stand here. You stand over here. This your square to be in. You stay in this tape over here, this boxed off air. Everybody ain't with this 6 foot thing. I had a person that was up on me the other day, and I finally just turned around and I said, lady, through my mask. I said, get off of me. But you was so busy. Looks like you got one of the real masks out here and people can't, pardon.
You talking to me?
Is you
talking to me?
You don't feel that lucky, do you?
Just back up.
And be quiet.
Yes. Respect the 6 feet. It's there for a reason.
It is.
And can we just proceed with caution? 10 feet. When I was in the grocery store the other day, there was 2 people inside of the cereal aisle. I need to get the baby some cereal, child. And he only eats the French, cinnamon toast
French
crunch,
toasts?
the
Oh,
cinnamon toast crunch,
I
child.
said toasts.
He only eat the cinnamon toast crunch, and it was 2 people in there, and they was too close for my liking.
Mm-mm.
So I had to go to the other aisle where there was nobody at and quickly grab a 12-pack of potato chips. And by the time I circled back, they was gone. Because we're not going to be all up in the aisle
No,
together.
we're not.
Everybody
Mm-hmm.
looking over the cereal. And because some people associate their ability to see with their ability to breathe, it's not the same. So like I understand that sometimes in order to hear, on the radio, you gotta, if you're looking for something, you gotta turn down the radio because the audio distraction it affects your eyesight,
Right, and then don't smell nothing. You gotta turn it off too.
But why you gotta take your mask down to look at the cereal types? You know which cereals in the aisle.
Girl.
You like, wait a minute. Is that, you pull down your mask, is that Cocoa Krispies and Cocoa Krispies plus marshmallows? Why are you talking over the cereal? Why are you talking over the cereal?
We just have to retrain a lot of people, I don't understand why you have on gloves, but you eating your potato chips, ma'am, with your gloves. I don't think that that's what you're supposed to do at all.
And if you didn't went into a store or a place of business with your gloves on, and then you get to your car and you take your gloves off and throw it out of the window.
Oh, it's a problem.
So now we have potential contaminated gloves that are all over the parking lots, all on the side of the roads. Who raised y'all?
Girl.
This is the time, if I had conjuring spirits, I would conjure my daddy right on back here so he could go visit some of y'all and give y'all a good stern talking to subconsciously in your sleep. I don't want to scare you, but we require some ancestral input here because some of y'all are not using y'all brains.
Girl, I'm
Please
telling you.
of your gloves and your other protective gear that you're wearing in a responsible way. It doesn't help the rest of us who's been quarantined appropriately to have to go to the market or to the pharmacy and got a straight long jump over all of your gloves that you done threw out your car window.
It's horrible. It is absolutely horrible. Well, listen, I think we done solved all the world today.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did, sis. Yes, we did.
We did it today, honey.
We were supposed to do a shorter show, but we was fussing. It's okay, y'all.
You're welcome.
Well, that concludes another edition of the Pisces Life. Thank you so much for listening to us, and share and support. And for those who have been sharing the show and supporting and commenting, we really do appreciate you.
Yes, we do.
You can find all of our episodes, not just this one, but all episodes, every episode that we've ever done in the history of the Pisces Life on the SoundCloud channel. So if you're looking to binge into some good content and some good guests and good conversations, lots of laughs, go to SoundCloud and listen.
Yes, you can go to SoundCloud and listen. Now, if you are looking for me, I'm not easy to find, but my social media is locked down. I'm not going to lie to you. I can't come out these social media streets unlocked just yet, but I do accept friend requests. And I am just Letitia, Letitia, everywhere. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. And sis, where can they find you? If they are looking for you in the Twitter streets, where can they find you?
So on Facebook, I am Kai Loves You, KaiLovesu. I am also Kai Loves You on Twitter. I am Kai Loves You too, the number on Instagram. If you just type in Kai Loves You, the Pisces Life, or Kai Love, the Pisces Life, I'll pop up if you're looking for me. And if you're looking for the podcast, you can find us at /The Pisces Life on Facebook, as well as Pisces Podcast on Twitter. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
And then the Pisces Life on Instagram. Thank you for listening, and y'all keep yourselves safe. Peace out.
Please do. Bye.
The Pisces Life, the Pisces Life.